When I talk to my patients about the gift they're about to receive, I explain that it's a gift from a family that they've lost a loved one, and that they've decided to make this gift so that other people can have sight.
The miraculous gift of sight begins when someone makes the selfless decision to register as an eye, organ, and tissue donor, hoping to help others one day.
Vivian was the love of my life. She was just such a kind, caring, loving soul, fiercely protective of her family. It was determined that Vivian was not going to be able to make it. Her body was failing her. I wanted her evaluated for a corneal transplant because from what I know, I thought there was a very good chance that Vivian could in fact be a cornea donor.
When a registered donor passes away, Eversight's trained donation support professionals connect with their family to explain the recovery process and proceed with the gift.
Our oldest, Cameron, he had graduated from college, and we got that just horrible phone call that there had been an accident. As parents, you really never plan on burying your kids. One of the greatest gifts, though, that our son gave us is that sometime while he was at college, he had done everything he needed to do to be a registered organ, eye, and tissue donor. When we found out that he was brain dead and that that was his desire, we were comforted by that decision.
Eversight's expert clinical technicians coordinate donor tissue recovery with healthcare professionals and partner organ procurement organizations in the communities we serve.
Eye banks like Eversight are why we can do what we do. We are very lucky to live in the United States that has this extremely advanced eye bank system that is really not available in most parts of the world. Eye banks like Eversight are really essential to our work, and we could not do it without them.
Donor tissue comes to Eversight for careful evaluation to ensure it is suitable for transplantation. Donor tissue can also be used for critical research into cures and treatments for blinding eye conditions.
I needed a transplant because I had no vision in my right eye at all. During the time when I didn't have vision and I couldn't see very well, very sad, very frustrating. I'm also an artist. I usually do portraits, and I haven't been able to draw a portrait in years.
Surgeons request donor tissue from Eversight when their patient needs a life-changing cornea transplant. Eversight is staffed 24/7 to ensure the gift of sight is always available.
When the nurses took the bandages off, everybody was crying because I could see them for the first time, clearly. I don't remember having this vision for years. It's been miraculous.
Lives are transformed by the gift of sight every day, all because of the generosity of eye donors and their families.
Hearing the reaction of when a patient comes back after surgery and they can see again, it's amazing. When they tell me about all the things that they can do, that they saw their grandkids' faces for the first time in all these years, or they're able to drive again, see colors again, and just to see the joy in their face. This is why I love what I do.
I think most important, I can see the faces of my grandchildren close up. I can see, details instead of blurred. I finally felt like I could finally get back to drawing again. I felt such a relief and so great that I can have that hobby back again. It opens a world I had before. It just made me feel like I was living again.
Vivian and I have met many cornea recipients, and the one word I think comes to mind to describe them is gratitude. Gratitude for the gift of their sight and always honoring the donor that provided them with that cornea. And there's a common theme amongst recipients that we picked up on a long time ago, an immense feeling of guilt, because when they're praying for a corneal transplant, they're praying for somebody to die. And there's absolutely nothing that could be further from the truth. You're not praying for somebody to die. You're praying that when somebody dies, they're a registered donor and can match what your needs are.
Selfless donors and their families leave a lasting impact on cornea recipients and the field of vision research worldwide.
My son's legacy it's immeasurable. It's like a pebble in the water. But the ripple effect of donation, you can understand the immediacy of the immediate gift, but we'll never know really what those recipients, what they've been allowed to do and the impact that they will continue to have in this life. I mean, and how do you put a value on someone's restored sight? I'm just so grateful that others' lives have been positively impacted. It's put so much positive purpose in my life.
Eversight is wonderful. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten my cornea without them. I thank them a million times over because they've done wonderful work for many, many people, not just me.
Eversight has been a godsend to us, to me especially, because now I face the world without Vivian. And Eversight's kindness and compassion from the top down has been remarkably beautiful. Eversight is committed to caring for donor families and helping care for those recipients who receive the corneas. And I am very blessed that they are the organization that handled and comforted us through the years with cornea donations.
If I could meet my donor family, I would just say thank you. You've done a great deal. It's just incredible. Really, I'm sorry. Actually, it's probably good because my eyes get moist. Without people who donated from their loved ones, I wouldn't have this better life now. It makes a world of difference, it really does.